What is going on, everyone? I am back with another review video, and as you can see, I am reviewing Magneto from the Marvel Legends, what is this? The Apocalypse line. Yeah, the X-Men Apocalypse wave. Gosh, one thing, I've been looking for this wave ever since it was announced, ever since I saw the lineup, and it's really crazy because I picked this guy up at GameStop, of all places. I haven't been able to find the wave anywhere else except GameStop, so of course I had to pay the $24 because they priced their Marvel Legends at $22.99, so it was kind of a bummer. But honestly, when I went into GameStop, I saw Magneto, and right there I'm like, I had to get my hands on him because I have to. I mean, come on, if you're collecting action figures and you're a big Marvel fan, and especially an X-Men fan, I mean, of all the characters, you have to add Magneto to your collection, am I right? And seeing as how I missed out on the last Magneto that came out, that was years ago, that Magneto's going for a pretty penny on the aftermarket. So, now's the time, of course, that you want to pick up Magneto now. I know a lot of people have been giving this Magneto some gripes just because he's not in his classic Jim Lee costume. I mean, I would have preferred him in that costume, but this is just as good. He looks just as menacing. He looks just as badass. So for me, I mean, this costume works for me. He's still got the whole menacing look that he's gonna wrap you up in the nearest metal and just do a lot of devious things. But yeah, so let's dive deeper, more into this figure and get this review started. So getting him on the 360 rotating base, I just wanted y'all to get just a good feel of the figure, different colors that are on him, and just the body mold and the style. I gotta say, I mean, again, Hasbro being Hasbro, there's gonna be some mistakes on the figure. You're not getting a perfect figure, as if you're getting, like an SH Figure Arts or Mafex or Mezco. But, being that this is a Hasbro-made figure, there are some mistakes that I'm going to go over, but overall, despite, putting all the little mistakes out of the way, I gotta say, this is a really awesome figure. This is really well done Magneto. I'm really happy to have him in my collection. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, from getting the cape well done, the two-tone cape, we have the red and the black, and then even the sculpt. I'm really surprised that Hasbro, they didn't go with the traditional Bucky cap like they do with all their other figures. They like to go that lazy way and use the Bucky cap. But I mean, I might be wrong, but maybe this is probably the new mold that they might be going with, and I think this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is from the the Spider Universe figure that came out like a few waves ago. But I'm pretty sure that it's that body sculpt that they're using, and I didn't get that figure. To me, I mean, it's just whatever, but it works for this Magneto. I mean, down to that body sculpt and the legs that they decided to use for him, and the boots. It all fits together. As you can see, the wrist guards that they added, classic Magneto having the three indents on the arm guards and on the shin guards right here. It works. As you can see, I'm sure there are some paint smudges. Again, like I was saying, it's Hasbro, so it's kind of expected. You can't really get away from that, but I don't even know if you can see it. Let's take them off real quick. Put some light on it. I don't know if the camera is picking it up that well, but there are some imperfections, like right here on the abs. A little bit of a paint runoff right there. Same thing with right there. Yeah, even on the leg too. Pick that up right there. Yeah, a little bit of a mess up, but I'm not really complaining. Like I said, I really wanted a Magneto in my collection, and this one doesn't disappoint. It really, it lives up to what Hasbro usually. It really fills that need of having a Magneto in your collection. So let's just get more into the accessories and everything. The cape, as you can see, I mean, real well done by Hasbro. Again, they could have went the lazy way and just threw a cape on him. Basically, they could have just had this cape and nothing else, but they decided to use that whole classic Magneto look with the shoulder guards and the neck piece right here with the buttons. So awesome job on Hasbro's part. Head-wise, just take the head off real quick. Have a headless Magneto right here. Head-wise, he comes with 2 interchangeable heads. So one is the classic helmet look, and then one is without his helmet, obviously. One thing about his eyes, and I don't know if the camera is really picking him up, but he's kind of got the derp eyes going on, and that's kind of a bummer. It's not too bad. I mean, he's not cross-eyed, but it does. I mean, if you can kind of tell his eyes kind of drifting to the side, but it's not that bad. It's not it's not it's not like some figures that you've seen with like the Star Wars Black Series Obi-Wan Kenobi, where his eyes like drooping all the way down to his mouth. It's not that bad. I mean, it's just kind of a little bit to the side. But I'm not going to be displaying them with this head. It is cool, like the way they sculpted it with the hair and everything. It is cool. And if anything, I mean, you can just repaint the eyes. And then, of course, like I was saying, you get the classic helmet head, the default head that comes with them. And I might be wrong, but I think the helmet is glued to his head. I'm not gonna try and find out, because with my luck, I'll end up breaking it and ripping probably pieces of the helmet off. So if you guys find out that the head can come off the helmet, let me know in the comments. But as far as I can see, it's stuck to the head. And then of course he's got the white eyes, as he does in the comics usually when he's got his helmet on, and he's manipulating the force of magnetism. And as you've already seen, he already has his 2 hands. He's got his purple open hand, and then he's got his his vanilla closed fist. But he also comes with, of course, the other 2 hands. So if you want, you can display them how I have it, like this. Have two fists, or have 2 open purple hands. And then he also comes with these, I mean, I guess you can act like he's controlling, the forces of magnetism with these little pieces, but to me they just look like lightning pieces. And Magneto's not known for light. I might be wrong. Again, there might be because I don't read like a ton of comics, so I might be completely wrong. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't think he's ever controlled lightning, especially purple lightning. But again, I might be wrong. But it is, nevertheless, it's still cool that Hasbro threw in these 2 pieces. I mean, they could have went the lazy route and gave us those bubble circle pieces that you just attached to the wrist, and just looks like a bunch of circles and bubbles are on their hands. Those pieces I cannot stand. But these lightning pieces, they're you know, they're a welcome commodity. I'm glad that Hasbro included them. So just, yeah, I mean, just attach it like that, and then, yeah, I mean, I guess it, you know, doesn't look too bad. But again, it looks like he's shooting lightning from his hands, which, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, you get a lot of, you know, surprisingly a lot of accessories with this Magneto. So again, I mean, very cool figure, especially from the wave. I'll just show the box real quick. And from the wave, obviously, you get Psylocke, you get Multiple Man, Storm, Sabretooth, this bozo right here, Gladiator, of course Magneto, and then Wolverine. I went to GameStop, and the only figures that I saw was... Oh boy. The only figures that I saw was this Goofball and Storm. I did want to pick up Storm, but, you know, 24 bucks, so 48 bucks for 2 figures. I wasn't really wanting... I mean, I do want all the figures in the wave except for him. I could care less, but in order to build Apocalypse, I got to get this Goofball, so it is what it is. But I haven't... I mean, again, I've only seen just these figures at GameStop, and that's it. So GameStop, being GameStop, they're going to charge as much as they can, so $22.99 for a figure. So again, I didn't really want to spend, you know, almost 50 bucks for just 2 Marvel Legends. But again, I do want to pick up the rest of the wave. I hope that I can see them in Walmart soon, or Target. I actually haven't hit up Target, so I'll probably have to hit them up soon. But anyways, rambling aside, getting back to the figure. Yeah, so... Alright, so back on track. So, yeah, and closing with this figure, this is a definite pickup, especially if you're, like I said, if you're an X-Men fan, if you're a Marvel fan, I mean, collector of action figures, you gotta pick up this Magneto. He really is cool. In hand, Hasbro, they really I gotta say, they outdid themselves with this Magneto. You know, of course, with all the little paint smudges and the somewhat derpy eyes of the helmetless Magneto head. Still an awesome figure. I mean, so far, I would probably put him up there in the top 10 Marvel Legends for this year. Yeah, I mean, I want to pick up the rest of the wave, but again, you know, in my areas, I mean, I've even showed it off in some of the hunts that I've done, you know. I haven't come across any of this wave at Walmart or Target. It's mainly, well, yeah, it's just been GameStop, but it is what it is. Eventually I'll get the rest of the wave and, you know, be able to have that whole X-Men collection. Hopefully, you know, I'm saying hopefully. I mean, I know it's been discussed, you know, are we getting tired of Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man? In my opinion, you can never have enough of those figures, but, you know, instead of putting, you know, a goofball like Gladiator, I mean, who in their right mind is asking for him? I sure as heck am not. Who the hell wants Gladiator? I mean, for real. Instead of putting that, you know, Gladiator, why couldn't we have gotten Mystique? You know, why couldn't we have gotten Mr. Sinister? You know, awesome figures that we've been waiting for. I mean, especially me. I've been waiting for Mystique and Mr. Sinister for a while now, but instead we get dopes like Gladiator and Multiple Man. Again, you know, people might really like Multiple Man, but I could care less about Multiple Man. Of course, Gladiator. But anyways, I mean, that's a topic for another time. So in closing with this Magneto, pick him up. I don't think, I mean, I think he is going to be a little bit on the hard side to find, especially because he is, you know, pretty detailed, and he does come with the bit, you know, kind of a lot of accessories, you know. by Hasbro standards. But yeah, so I'm going to end it here before I ramble on for another hour. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification to know when I'm making more videos. Leave a comment, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong. And of course, I could always use improvement. You know, I think we all can use improvement in our lives. Collect what you love, and I'll see you all in the next video.